One of the things that I like to do is we call it the McGill 3. This is developed by a PhD in biomechanics. His specialty is in low back pain. So this is a really good way to start exercises. The big 3 is going to be a crunch, a side plank, and a what we call bird dog. What they do is kind of address all the areas of your core in 3 different planes. Depending on what's a dominant leg for you, you can start with one leg extended or not bent, and the other one bent. I like to put my hand in the middle of my low back just to make sure I don't crunch down onto it. I lift my elbow up off the mat, and then keeping my head straight with my spine, all I'm going to do is just lift up until my shoulder blades come off the mat. And then I'm going to slowly lower myself down. And then I'm going to go raise myself up. And then back down. And then you could do anywhere between, I would always suggest 6 to 8, maybe even up to 12 if you feel comfortable. The next progression is what we call the side planks. Now, depending on how you feel, how comfortable you feel, or how strong you are, sometimes I like to start people with their bent knee. And what they're going to do is take a look at both their hips, is they're going to bring their hip forward. As you bring your hip forward, your pelvis will lift off the mat, just automatically. Hold this maybe for about 10 seconds if you can, but build up to that. If you can go up to 20, great. And then just sit back down. And all you're going to do is bring your pelvis forward evenly, and then lower it back down. And you could do it on both sides as well. You want to always kind of create symmetry, just switching it over. And again, doing the same thing. Lift it up and back down. And the last one is what we call the bird dog. So the bird dog is it works what we call the transverse plane. It works with how you move in space in a diagonal manner. But what I like to have people do is get on their hands and knees, and then making sure that the shoulder and hand are basically perpendicular to the floor, and making sure the hip and knee are basically right on top of each other. And all you're going to do is, once you get in a good maintained position, attracting your stomach in a little bit, keeping a straight back, you're going to lift you can start off by just lifting up one arm at a time and not allowing yourself to wobble one way or another. A simple way to kind of check that is by putting a little small ball on the back or putting a little dowel and just seeing if you're able to keep your pelvis level. And then the next progression will be just straightening out one leg at a time. Again, trying to keep your pelvis level. What you don't want to see is kind of dipping in or lifting the leg up. And then you alternate to the other side. All I like to do is just slide my leg out. And then if you get really comfortable and you feel really good, then you could do opposite arms and hand. Again, this is something you could hold up to 10 to 20 seconds, but build up into that. And then progress to the other side. And then back down again. So we call those a McGill Big 3. So the exercises I showed you today were just kind of more like foundational type of exercises that help with core stability. There are variations, there's a lot of other things that we can advance to or progress through out of these exercises. Please don't hesitate to give us a call at the Campus Health Clinic to get more advice on these kind of things. This is, again, just scraping the surface. Hopefully it'll get you strong for when the weather turns again, you want to get outdoors, that everything will be stable.